Hello everyone, welcome to Infra Experts. Today's topic is how we are going to set up data guard in cross-platform environment. So here the source database will be hosted on Windows 64-bit and the database being a standalone Oracle 19c database. Whereas the target system would be Linux 64-bit Oracle RAC 19c database. The main motive of going ahead with cross-platform data guard is migration with a minimal downtime. So if your data guard is in sync, that time you can just perform a switchover and make your Linux, which is the target over here, as the primary server, and the migration gets completed. So before we proceed, this is my website, and in here if you go to blog, you can find many topics related to Oracle, AWS RDS and Ansible. Also I have maintained an index at the start of the blog itself. If you go ahead with this, here you can find all the topics which I have covered till date for Oracle or AWS RDS or Ansible. So let us proceed with our topic. Let us first see the Indian format. So my node is Bill and Jack. Bill being my primary node. So let me set this, my database name being infra. So Oracle home being this. Let me set the path also. Okay, this is done. Let me log into the database. You can see the version is 19.3, and let me check the Indian format over here. So you can see in here both my Windows and Linux are with Little Indian format. So let us proceed with our steps. I have already performed this. If you want, you can check my blog or my YouTube channel for how to set up grid infrastructure. It is already there in here. Installation of using VirtualBox of your rack server and also your grid infrastructure. And then creation of ASM disk and configuring the listener. These are also there. You can check in my blog or in my YouTube channel also. It is there if you go ahead with the playlist. So installing the rack database software only is needed in here because the database will be created with DataGuard setup. So next, I'll be omitting this step, that taking the backup from primary with backup or standby control file, because I'll be proceeding with restoring using service. So next, what I need to check, force login is enabled or not. If it is not enabled, I need to enable it. So let me check that. So force login is not enabled in here. So let me just enable it. So right now my force login is enabled. Next step, archiving is enabled or not. Let me check. So this is enabled. Next, DB unique name. If you want, you can change it. I'm not changing for my side. So I need to copy these entries to my TNS name. And one more thing I would like to say, see my standby database unique name I am keeping as infra STVY, my primary being infra, and this one also I need to change. One more thing, in here, in your work environment, make sure you give the entry for your scan name only. And since I do not have the DNS set up globally, that's why in here I need to give the IP address of my server. I cannot give the scan name. So please keep this in mind. So let me put this entry in my tnsnames.ora. So this is my Oracle home. In here I need to go to network, and in network admin, in here I have my TNS names. So this is my TNS names over here. Take these entries out. These are not needed. And let me just skip this over here. And listener underscore infra, let me keep the name, the IP address rather than the name. So this is done. Let me just save it. So this is saved in here. Now I need to set the archive log destination. Here also the same thing as I did in over there. I need to change the host, the scan name, and the database name infra stby. So let me take this. So this is done. And then I need to enable log archive des2 also, right? So this is done. Next step, I need to add my DB unique name as a part of the data guard. So alter system log set log archive config. This is the one I need to take. So this is done. Next, I need to set my remote login password as exclusive. So let me create that too. So this is done. Next, I need to set my file server and my file client. Here my file server would be my standby database and my file client would be my primary database, right? So the file server is done. Let me go ahead with the file client also. So the file client is also set. Now next step, I need to add the standby log files. So first of all, let me see what all are there for my log file. So this is the entry Oracle Oradata infra. I have 3 log files, and let me see the size being 200 MB, right? So this is done. Now I need to add the log files one by one. Make sure these are the standby log files. So all my log files are also copied. Next, I need to change my standby file management to auto. It should be manual currently. Let me check that. See, it is manual. So I need to change it. The statement being alter system set standby file management to auto and scope equals to both. If you want to change it to manual again, just change the auto to manual and then you can go ahead. Then you can check again. I am not checking it right now. Next step being, I need to set the DB file name convert and log file name convert, and this would need a database bounce. Okay, so this is my DB file name convert, and similarly I need to set my log file name convert, and then carried on with a system reboot, after which I need to create a P file from the SP file, and this one I can omit. As I said earlier, I will be omitting this. So, and after creating the P file from SP file, I will be copying the P file, the backup I won't be copying, the TNS names.ora, the SQL net, if any. For me there's nothing, but if it is there, you need to copy the SQL net.ora also, and the listener and the password file to the standby server. So right now my database is down. Let me just start it up, and after starting it, now let me create the p file from sp file. So this is done, and where I will be getting these, let me just accumulate them at a single point. Then that will be easier for me to copy, right? So what all things I need to copy? Let me go in here database, and I need to copy init password. These two from here I need to copy, and I'll be keeping these in here. And next what I need to copy, the tns names.ora, the listener file, right? Network admin. So this is the listener, this is the tns, and SQLnet also if required. Let me copy it. So let me copy it. So these are in here, and now let me transfer these to my GIL, right? 172.168.190.1. Let me log in. So I'm already logged in. I have some files over here. I need to delete those files from here. Let me delete all these files, right? Now copy them, desktop, and in here let me copy this, 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 and this. So this is copied. Let me move to standby. So in standby, the first and foremost thing what I need to do, I need to make a audit directory. So this is my audit directory I have made. If you do not make this, your restore will be failing. Now let me set the environment, and what I need to do, I need to create the database directories over here. Let me create the directories. Let me just copy it and fire the command. Okay. I need to make this directory, and I need to place the standby password file also over there, right? So first and foremost thing, let me see. This one I need to change. The format I need to change. PWD infra. So the format needs to be Ora PWD like this. Okay. Ora PWD infra STBY. Okay. Next, I need to copy it, right? So I'm copying the password file from my this location to my ASM. Okay. So this is copied. Next, I need to make that data directory is also there. So let me go inside my ASM, and then go to data, then go to infra stby, and in here let me make these directories. Currently I will be having just the password directory, right? Now I need to go to FRA also. So let me check my pass cd dot 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 dot. and then FRA. Then in here I need to make the directory, I believe. Yes, this directory is not, I didn't make it earlier. Nothing would be there. And in here also I need to make the archive log, the auto backup, control file, and the online log. So we are done with creating the directories. Now what I need to do, let me go to my Oracle home, and then means I'm going to TNS admin, and in here I'll be having one entry. I need to modify this. Now let me TNS ping to infra. My bad. So this is pinging to in here. So we are fine with the setup. And as you can see in here, in your project environment, you need to give the scan name. So once this is done, we need to proceed with editing our init.ora, right? So what all things we need to edit in there? The Oracle base, then audit files which we created, audit file destination, then the control file location. Since we have taken the primary database control file, means parameter file, right? Init file. So we need to change this. The DB file name convert, that is fine. It will be the same because we already put it in there. And the database name, database unique name we need to give infra stby. These things, instance name, and this also needs to be provided. The DB recovery file desk also needs to be provided. The diagnostic desk location, the file client, file server, these needs to be provided. The log file, log archive desk 2 location, that needs to be changed. So this is the entry. Let me just modify it. In software I have kept, right? Let me edit it. So the first entry being this. Let me just keep this in notepad so it will be easier for me to copy paste from notepad. So my Oracle base being this. Next being my audit file list, and after which my control files, right? So I have changed the control files, the DB file and convert, and the DB unique name till now. Let me change the recovery file list. And also I need to add this. See, I was forgetting about this thing. I need to add this also. It would have been a blunder if I'm not adding this. Not only this, I need to add one more parameter over here. Let me just go ahead and check the parameter from this one. I need to add one more parameter, which should be the instance number, which is not specified in my document. I need to put that in my document. Instance number equals to 1, and then equals to 2, and we just copy it to my document also. Paste it in here. Okay, this is also done. Next is FRA. So the FRA being plus FRA, the recovery file desk, and the next is diagnostic desk. I need to change that. So this one being my Oracle base, and then the file client. The file client needs to be infra stby, and the file server needs to be this, and the local listener I'm changing to this Pora agent dummy, and dgconfig is fine. I need to change the log archive des2 over here, right? So let me just delete it first. I can just hash out it, but let's make it a clean init.pora. So log archive des2. So this is the log archive des2 over here. Let me just add it in here, and log archive des2. This should, let me just delete it. It's not needed actually, right? It's needed during switchover, or else it is not needed. Log file name convert is there. So we are done. And the next step is create the sp file. From the edited p file, I need to create one sp file. So let me just create sp file equals to, so I'm just keeping the file over there, and so this is just creating the file, and so I'm having some issues with the p file. Let me just see. Okay, there's some issue with this one, right? the, the quote was missing in here. Now it should be fine. Let me see whether it, so my file is created. Next, I need to register the standby database with the cluster, where and start the database in no mount. So these are already done for me. Let me see the Oracle home, Oracle SID. So these are already set for me. Now what I need to do is I need to add the database. So the command being srvctl add database, then -db the db name, and then I need to give the Oracle home and the database type being rack and the database name being infra, and then the disk group I need to give both data and FRA, and then the role of the database, which is physical standby over here, I need to give the sp file location and the password file location also. So let me give this and create it. So I'm creating the database right now. So my database has been added. Next is I need to add the instance. See in here, I am having just one node due to restrictions on my system, which is having just 16 GB of RAM, and I'm already running two servers. That's why I cannot go ahead with a two node rack. So this is a single node rack. So I will be just adding this one instance, and the other instance, since I do not have the server right now, I cannot add. In your two node setup or your three node, whatever node setups, you need to add those instances one by one. So the instance is also added, instance name being this infra standby, and the node I'm giving the name. Now what I need to do, I need to start the instance in no mount mode, right? So, and after which I need to log in to rman and restore the control file from service infra. So like this, I do not need to take any backup of my database. So my database is started. This is not mounted. So restore control file from service infra. So this is restored in here. So my db file line convert is working fine. So it is restored. Now what I need to do, I need to mount the database and then start my restore. So once this is mounted, I need to start the restore. I believe I gave the entries twice. I need to, pardon me, I need to delete this. I need to restore the database with section size as 64 GB. So the restore has started right now. So right now it is searching for files in the recovery area, as you can see, and which is cataloging the files. No files cataloged, so it will start the restore right now. So it has restored, it is restoring the data file 1, after which it will proceed with the rest of the restores. So one of the data files is restored, next one is also restoring. I'll pause the video until all the restore is completed. So before I pause the video, the restore got completed because I do not have much in this, and this is just a test setup. So since the restore is complete, let me just go ahead and start the MRP process. Meanwhile, starting the MRP process, you need to check some more things, whether your online redo log and the standby redo logs in this standby database are fine. Most of the time you might be getting errors that those does not exist, the standby redo logs or your online logs. So you can just drop them and recreate them in the standby. I too had the same issue. I have not covered it in this video, but I had to just drop and recreate them and it got resolved. It might be the same for your temporary files also. So please keep those in mind. So let me start. Alter database recovered, managed standby database, disconnect from session. So this is starting the recovery file. And once this is started, let me see, select process status, then sequence hash from v $managed standby. So currently the MRP it is applying is 19. Let me just go ahead and make an alter system switch log file. Once more, and check the archive log list. So currently it is 20, and let me check it in here. See, you can see here. So you can see that the RFS process is has received the 23rd log file, and right now the MRP is getting applied over here. Right now it is 19, so it will be applying one by one. It is applying. You can see that it is transferring the log files to the target also, right? See, you can see that it is transferring and it is receiving, the RFS process is receiving the file and it has receiving, and you can see that it is applying. Right now the MRP process is applying the 24th log. So we can conclude that our standby database is in sync with the primary. So, and after this you can go ahead, you can proceed with the switch over, and you can make your standby database as the primary database and just proceed with the migration, which is your migration gets completed. So thanks a lot for watching this video. If you have any doubts in this, please do reach out to us and we will be happy to assist you further. Please do like, share and comment, and also subscribe. Thanks a lot. Take care.